Hi, I'm Avinash. I'm going to talk about the log types in Customer 360 Insights. The agenda of the session is to give an introduction to the logs and its log types, how to configure logs, followed by a demo, and then a summary. A transaction log is basically a file of communications between a system and the user of the system. It is also a collection of data that automatically captures the type, content, or type of transactions made by the user from a terminal using the system. End user can use the yarn command line interface to view logs for the currently running applications to extract variety of information. One of its most common uses is to extract errors or count the occurrence of some event within a second, such as the login failures. End user can also extract some types of performance data such as connections or transactions happened per second. The different modes of logs are debug, info, warn, error, fatal, off, trace, which can be set. The default configuration is set to info for any MapReduce or Spark job. The debug mode explains the fine-grained informational events that are most useful to debug an application. The info mode has the details of informational messages that highlight the progress of the application at coarse-grained level. The warn mode designates potentially harmful situations. The error explains the error events that might still allow the application to continue running. Fatal mode designates very severe error events that will presumably lead the application to abort. Off mode is used to log the highest possible rank and is intended to turn off the logging for a job. Trace mode designates finer grained informational events than the debug. Now, how to configure the logs? You need to first edit the log4.j properties available in the scripts path from the backend. You need to set the properties to debug mode for the job to run in a debug state. The properties to be set to debug are available on the screen, and post updating the properties you need to save the file and then move the updated property file to the HDFS path. Once you move the properties file to the HDFS path, then you need to restart the Tomcat server for the changes to be reflected. After running a job through backend, you can use the following command: yarn logs -application ID and the application ID which you would have received when you have run the UZ job, the workflow job, to view the logs in debug mode. Coming to the demo part. You need to first edit the log4j.properties file. By default, it will be info, which you need to change it to debug. Once you have changed the mode from info to debug, you need to save the file and then push it to the HDFS path. Post moving to the HDFS path, you need to restart the Tomcat server for the changes to be reflected. And then when you run a workflow job and then view the logs, it would be displayed in the debug mode like this. Everything is available in debug. For more information, please refer to the KB articles or the docs from the portal. Thank you.